So the lines on my face are not perfectly even and they're also not perfectly opaque, but we're not going to talk about it. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Femininity Bootcamp, where we delve into the art of embracing your inner femininity. I am your host, Victoria Rose, and in this series we talk about all things feminine, from improving your feminine appearance to enhancing feminine behaviors. If you're new here, hi, my name is Victoria Rose. I'm a woman of transgender experience, and with more than 11 years of experience under my belt, I feel like I've learned a thing or two about expressing femininity and how to communicate that femininity with the culture around you so that you can be perceived as the woman that you are. Now, before we begin, I have to give this disclaimer, I always do, that femininity is unique to each person. Everyone's journey with femininity is going to be different, and that's wonderful. There is no single right way to act or appear feminine. There's no right way to be a woman. However, these tips here today are raw, brutally honest things that I have found to work in the environment that I live in. This video is for anyone, whether they're trans or not, but for the trans woman especially, this is sort of a harm reduction technique. This is a matter of safety. There will always be somebody in my comments saying,
"You're perpetuating gender stereotypes and blah, blah, blah."
To that I say, try living as a non-passing transgender woman for a day. Try it. Because it is so dangerous out there. I am teaching people these tips so that they can go about their lives with a little more comfort and a little more security. If you don't like any tips that I'm giving, don't do them. That's great. I think that's wonderful. It doesn't make you any less feminine, any less of a woman. This is gender affirming care. These are harm reduction tips. If this video isn't for you, awesome. Feel free to click off and join again next week. Now that that's out of the way, if you are interested in some real, honest, raw femininity tips, I have a great video in store for you. And before we dive into that, I have a word from our wonderful sponsor over at Catch Beauty. Hey there, beautiful. I want to show you something that has completely upgraded my hair removal process in my transition. It is the Catch Beauty at-home IPL laser hair removal device, and trust me when I say this is a game changer. As a woman of transgender experience, I feel like we, or at least I, have needs of hair removal that go above and beyond that of the average person's regime. I have spent hours and easily thousands of dollars on salon laser, and I knew that if I wanted to get my whole body smooth, I needed to take matters into my own hands. Thanks to Catch Beauty, I can get salon quality results at home for a fraction of the price. It's super easy to use. I just slide their handset over my skin and the IPL technology does its magic. It's safe, effective, and it leaves my skin feeling incredibly smooth. Take a look at these before and after shots. The results are unbelievable. I used to really struggle with razor burned ingrown hairs. Thanks to Catch Beauty, I don't have those issues anymore, and I feel confident to wear whatever I want and feel comfortable in my own body. And guess what? Catch Beauty now offers even more amazing products to enhance your hair removal routine. Make sure that you check out their hair removal spray and their growth inhibitor creams. The spray is gentle and effective. The growth inhibitor cream does its job. Catch Beauty has simplified my beauty routine and saved me so much time and money. Visit their website at catchbeauty.com/discount/Rose, or click the link in my description and use the code ROSE at discount for money off your order. Thank you so much to Catch Beauty for sponsoring this portion of today's video, and without further ado, let's start day 7 of your training at Femininity Bootcamp. Okay, so our first tip is probably our most important tip, and that is self-acceptance. Embrace self-acceptance. Embrace who you are and understand that femininity isn't about forcing certain appearances or certain behaviors. It's about accepting and embracing who you are and exploring your softer side. It's about expressing yourself authentically. Love and appreciate yourself at every stage of your journey. If you are transgender, look at me. Look in my eyes. We will never be cisgender. We will never be cisgender, and that's okay. Wonderful, even. Being transgender doesn't make you any less of a woman, and being a tomboy doesn't make you any less of a woman. It just means you have a different experience of this femininity than other people might. And guess what? Every single person has a different experience of femininity. Running from these things implies shame, and while shame is something that has been taught to women over time for centuries, generation over generation, that's not the kind of femininity that we're trying to exhibit in our journeys. If you're a tomboy, you don't have to force yourself into a dress or a skirt. A blouse and a nice pair of slacks are just as nice. And if you're transgender, you don't have to hide in the house all day until you can get all of these procedures that you want. A confident woman is a feminine woman. Women often tend to be a lot more introspective than men. Think about how much more often we see women journaling than men. A well-rounded woman knows herself. She knows her pros, she knows her cons, she knows what makes her her. This quiet confidence is magnetic, and it's the key to unlocking your authentic expression of your femininity. Next, let's talk about observing and learning. In a previous episode, I explained the advantages of observing and learning in terms of fashion and appearance. So take a look at people in your age range and take note of what they're wearing. For example, a lot of older trans women actually ask me to make a video about dressing your age, which I'm considering doing, we'll see. And that's very important. But this time, I want you to take stock of how people around you are acting. How are they behaving? How are they communicating? How is a feminine woman sitting? Is she sitting with her legs crossed or like together? Or is she sitting with her legs spread and kind of spread out and lounging around? Like, which one seems more feminine to you? What does the woman that you want to be behave like? How does she sit? How does she stand? How does she walk up the stairs? Does she walk up sort of more delicately on her toes, or is she more flat foot like a man, you know?
What is that? Is that a buffalo coming down the stairs?
Remind me of something that. Okay.
Watch movies, watch TV shows, interact with real people, and watch people in public spaces. Watch how women interact with each other. Look at how women interact with men. Pay attention to how they carry themselves, how they walk, how they speak. This will be different depending on where you live, depending on the country, the region, your age. But that's why it's so important to not generalize this for everybody. Take note of the women around you and acknowledge ways in which you could improve your behavior or communication to better align with the person that you want to be. Adapt and incorporate those elements that resonate with you into your expression of femininity. When it comes to beauty, when it comes to confidence, when it comes to long hair, when it comes to long nails, when it comes to body shape, girl, the best advice that I can give you when it comes to all of those things is fake it till you make it. As transgender women, we often have very big dreams about how we want to look. Most of us want to look extremely crazy, hyper feminine with large breasts, tiny waist, large hips and butt. And that's not realistic for everybody, and if it is, it will take years on hormones. It also might take some patience and a lot of money, but you can get a head start with the help of the internet. We have this global community at our fingertips, girlies, at our fingertips. If you're looking for some kind of information about improving your appearance, you're at the right place. If you want longer, fuller hair, maybe you have really short hair and you want long, full hair, but you don't want to wear a full wig, you can't figure out extensions, try a U-part wig, try a V wig. These things that have cutouts in this area in the shape of a U where you can put your own hair out and it looks a lot more real. That's an example of one thing I learned just a few years ago. I wish I had found out that information sooner and I just didn't take the initiative to search it. If you're insecure about your body, there is a multi-billion dollar, yes, billion with a B, industry devoted to shapewear. If you don't like your tummy, cinch it in. If you don't like the butt or the hips, you can add pads. There are so many websites that sell not only just padded bras, but whole breast forms. There are so many resources between things for trans women and drag queens to even people that have had breast cancer that need some sort of an insert or a form or a bra that feels like it has actual breasts in them. There are so many different avenues that you can go. And this shapewear is really, really improving. You don't need to go around with like foam inserts into like your pads and pulling up multiple pairs of pantyhose and fishnets to try and cover it. They sell leggings with pads on Amazon. On Amazon! Self-acceptance is great and it's important. Literally, I think was tip number 1 in this video. But sometimes you just are unhappy with something and you want to change it, and that's okay. So take me, for example. I always knew that I was going to get my boobs done. Obviously, I have. Before I got them done, I wore a padded bra every single day. Every single day. I wanted to look like I had at least a C cup every day because that's what I knew I was going to have eventually. So, you know, I wouldn't say wear full queen pads all day every day, but if you know that you want your body to look like that and you're going to take the steps when you can afford to, when you have the time to, when you're old enough to, when you're healthy enough to, then by all means, shapewear can really get you there. So whether it's fake hair, fake nails, fake lashes, or fake body, if there are just a couple of areas that you can tweak in order to improve your quality of life, I say go for it. Socializing and etiquette are incredibly important aspects of femininity. No matter how good you look, you won't fit in if you're still behaving and speaking like you were taught as a male. Take note of how women engage in conversations and nurturing relationships. Effective communication and emotional intelligence are integral parts of femininity. Practice active listening, empathy, and compassion in your interactions with others. Seek to understand different perspectives and connect on a deeper level. Cultivate a nurturing and supportive environment around you. Be kind, empathetic, and supportive to others. Small gestures like eye contact, smiles and nods, and kind words can go a very long way in cultivating a feminine appearance. Take on the feminine roles at events. Think about Thanksgiving. After the dinner, all the men go off to the living room and watch the football game or whatever, and the women are in the kitchen cleaning, which, hey, it should be all of us. It should be all of us cleaning. It should be all of us. But unfortunately, at least where I live, in my neck of the woods, that is not the case. So I am in that kitchen, even if I wanted to watch the football game, because guess what? I would love to sit down with a glass of wine and just watch TV. But I'm in the kitchen because that's what the other women are doing. That goes into a whole other layer of femininity and the patriarchy, because women know that that's not going to get done unless they clean it then. Yes, it should be everyone, but it's not going to get done if they leave it to the men, because unfortunately, it's up to women to take care of each other. Think about how your mother acted in social gatherings. Think about how you learned from her not to show up empty-handed to things. You know, my mom wouldn't have shown up to a dinner party without a dessert or a side or a bottle of wine. You shouldn't either. She has the foresight to keep coffee, to keep snacks, to keep water bottles, whatever, on hand in case she has guests over. Arriving to a friend's house and smelling that they have coffee brewing, and maybe they have like a simple but cute snack, like just some sliced up fruits or maybe some cheese and crackers or something, can just be one of the most welcoming feelings ever. Part of establishing a feminine energy is demonstrating these traditionally feminine things that we've been taught women do. When a man invites his friend over, he might just tell him to grab a snack in the fridge, or maybe he'll have a beer out and a bag of potato chips, but a woman knows how easily that bag of potato chips could have just been emptied into a clear glass bowl. Maybe the beer could have already been poured for him. You know what I mean? Like, a feminine woman can make any place feel like home with a mother's touch. It doesn't require that much extra effort, not too much extra planning. Just providing that feminine energy to a space can make so many people feel so much more comfortable. It just shows that you care and that you want your loved ones to feel comfortable. Emphasizing your natural beauty can be another great way to enhance your femininity. Experiment with makeup if you like that. Try things that enhance your natural features rather than receding the ones you don't like. Explore skincare and find a routine that makes you feel pampered and clean and special and soft. Yes, I did just talk about faking it till you make it, but not everything needs to be faked. Some things are beautiful just the way they are. I think for me, speaking from my perspective as a transgender woman, I It's easy to get caught up in like the transition of I need to change everything. I need to change this, that, I went so hard just to bleach my hair white blonde, and I was like, I wear contacts, and like it changed everything about myself. And now that I've been to that extreme, I can see where I was overshooting the mark way too much and kind of actually taking away from my natural femininity. Take a good long look at yourself in the mirror. I always suggest naked in the mirror, and find 5 things about your appearance that you like. It doesn't have to be much. Even if it's your worst day, even if you feel so insecure, you can't think of anything that you like, look at yourself in the mirror and find a couple things. Maybe you have the same eye color as your mom. I know I have this birthmark here. You can't really see it that well, but I have this birthmark here, the same one my mom has in another spot. I used to hate it, and over time, every year that goes by, I love it more and more. And I promise you, you will find 5 things. If you can't find 5 things, you are not being a good friend to yourself. Take stock of those things and think about how you can draw attention to them rather than taking attention away from other things that you might not like about your appearance. Femininity involves caring for yourself holistically. Take the time to care for mind, body, and soul. Engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. That could be reading or doing yoga or going for a nice long walk. Remember to set boundaries and to prioritize your own well-being. Ultimately, embracing femininity is about embracing authenticity. Allow yourself to feel the things you want to feel, to say the things to your loved ones that you want to say. Allow yourself the freedom to express yourself however you see fit and break free from societal norms. Embrace your qualities that make you unique and let your self-love shine through. Remember, beauty comes in so many shapes, sizes, and forms, and embracing what makes you different is such a powerful expression of self-love. Okay, cadet, that is going to wrap up today's episode of Femininity Bootcamp. Remember, femininity is not some checklist where you need to make sure you do this and that and then appear feminine. It is an expression of authenticity. Embrace who you are and be proud of your journey. Surrounding yourself with supportive and loving people is vital to your journey of self-discovery. Remember that you are not alone, that there are so many people on a very similar path to you, ready to share their words of encouragement, their struggles and trials and tribulations. In fact, you might find some of them in the description down below, in the comment section down below. If you found this video to be helpful, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. It helps out my channel so much. And like I said, there are probably so many of you in the comments down below. So if you are on this journey of femininity bootcamp, then please leave a comment down below and talk about the ways that you have found has made your journey easier or more enjoyable. You are all amazing. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And until I see you next week, good luck. I love you. Bye.